What's up, everybody? This is my AR-15 that I built for my senior project. I'm going to show you how to field strip it and where most of the carbon buildup is going to be. So the first and most important thing that you're going to want to do first is make sure that the magazine well is cleared and there's not one in the chamber. Also, you're going to want to make sure it's not on fire. You want to make sure that it's on safety. But to check if there's one in the chamber, you're going to take the charging handle and you're going to pull it back and you're going to check inside the breech. And there's nothing inside there, so and then after that we're going to move on to actually opening the rifle and taking the bolt out. But to do that, you got to push this button. Now this rifle won't open if your bolt's back, like this. Oops. Like this. So if your bolt's back like this and it's held there, you're going to want to push this button right here. Then when you push that button, it will spring the bolt forward, like that. To that, you'll push this pin forward, and normally I use a screwdriver or something just to push it in and through, and then this pin will pop out on the other side, and your weapon will open. So you pull the charging handle back, and your bolt will come out, and your charging handle will come out. Now we're done with this for now, so I'm going to set this aside. You're not really going to need the firing pin, the charging handle for this, so I'm just going to set this aside. This is the bolt carrier for the AR. This is what scoops the bullets up and makes them go bang. So to start this, you're going to want to take a knife or something pointy, and you're going to want to stick it in this little hole right here, and then you're going to be able to pull this pin out that has a loop on the end of it, and you're going to just take it out and set it to the side. It's not important right now. After that, you're going to take the bottom end of this, you're going to hit it on a table, and your firing pin will come out. Set that aside also. After that, you're going to be left with the actual bolt and the cam pin. Yeah, that's right, that's what it's called. So you're gonna push this back as far as you can, because this can move back and forth, and you're gonna line the cam pin. This is the cam pin. You're gonna line that up with the gas key right here, and after you do that, you're just gonna take your fingers and pull it out. It looks like that. Has a hole in the center of it so the firing pin can go through it. So set to the side, and then you're just left with the bolt, the actual bolt. So you'll just pull that out, and you're almost done here. You'll take the firing pin, or this pin works great too. You just got to make sure that it's clamped like this, and you just push in this, push it through that hole right there where that pin is, and it'll push that pin out, and then this piece right here will come off, and then you're done taking apart the bolt. Now the first thing that I do after I get done doing all this, I just wipe down the little pieces, make sure that all the oily gunk's off there, and the first place that the carbon is gonna show up at is gonna be this part right here, at the end of the bolt where the gas rings meet. It's just gonna be around here, and I've scraped most of the carbon off, but as you can tell, there's a little bit of carbon left on there. It's that dullish stuff that shows up on the shiny stuff. You want to make sure, you want to try to get this whole piece right here shiny, because if this stuff starts to build up, then it's not gonna cycle in the rifle right, and it's gonna cause it to jam. So that's the first spot that you're gonna find the carbon build up on. The second spot is going to be inside here. You can see it on the back of the bolt carrier there. I'm trying to line up the light. And the darker stuff is the carbon, and the shiny stuff is the metal. You want to try to get it to where that whole backside over there is shiny. Then that's pretty much all the carbon buildup spots for the bolt carrier. That's pretty much it for the whole gun itself. So to put this back together, you just retrace your steps backward. You put this in first. You push down because it's a little bit spring loaded there. So you push it down, line up the holes there, and take the smallest pin, push it through. Then that's good. So you take the bolt carrier and you put the bolt inside of it. You do it gently because if you don't, you're gonna screw up the gas rings. So you do it as gently as you possibly can. It's just there. And then you're gonna try to line up the hole inside the bolt carrier with the hole on the hole on the bolt carrier with the hole in the bolt. And you're gonna there's two sides to this, and it'll only go on to one side. So that's side number one. That's the side that you're gonna want to put it in. And this is side number two. Now they look the same, but it's only gonna fit in one way. So push that in. It's lined up with the gas key. You just turn it back to its normal spot, so the hole will be facing that way. And after you're done doing that, I like to pull this all the way down. You don't have to. And you just drop the firing pin in there. My suggestion is wrap your hand around the bolt so it won't try to go out this side or the other side over here. So I wrap my hand around the bolt and it just falls through all the way down in there. And then push this pin back in here and try to clamp them together. Push it in. You might have to spin it a little bit just to get the thing to work right. And then you're done. And to make sure that it works right, you'd push this back and you would like sling it forward, and it'll make that sound right there. Just do that a couple times. Then you got that right. So moving on to the actual rifle. The only thing that you're really gonna have to do to it is run a rod through the barrel. And that's pretty self-explanatory. So the first piece that you're gonna want to use, this brass piece right here, the brass bristles. You're gonna put it on the rod. And you just run it through. It's simple. If you're gonna get an AR, I'd suggest getting one of these AR cleaning kits right here. They're about 12 bucks. They just have all the basic stuff that you're gonna need for the AR. So you'd put this all together. It takes a minute. And then you'd run the rod through. This is about as big as it'd be. So you do that, and then you'd switch to the other piece that they give you in the kit, which is this piece. And then you just take a patch or something. I bought patches for this because it's easier to just buy them than try to make them out of paper towel or something. And you thread it through this piece right here, and then you just run it through the barrel like that. You might put some oil on it, and some really good oil that I'd suggest using is CLP. And the next best thing, which is pretty much the same stuff, is 3-in-1. But after you get all that done, you just put it together by taking the charging handle, you'd put this in there first, make sure that it's up in the charging handle spot, and then you take the bolt and it'd fit right inside the charging handle, and that piece right there, like this, and the gas key will fit right inside the charging handle. You push it in, and you hear a click when it gets up there, and then push it together. Try to push that pin through. Oops. Put the flip up. There. And it's done. And one way to make sure that you put it back together right is you'll charge it. You got to make sure that there's not one in the chamber, which you just cleaned it, so there shouldn't be. Put it together, take it off safe, pull the trigger, you hear the click, you hold the trigger, you pull it back again, and then you let go and you hear this metallic click like this. And then you know you've done it right. Thanks for watching.